Tensions in the Middle East have reached a fever pitch as Israel urges the evacuation of citizens in both Lebanon and Gaza. This follows a surge in violence after Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7, 2023, and the subsequent retaliation by the Israeli Defense Forces. The IDF has launched numerous airstrikes targeting Hamas positions in Gaza, resulting in significant damage and civilian casualties. In Lebanon, the IDF is targeting Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militant group that has exchanged fire with Israel across the border. The IDF claims these are necessary measures to neutralize threats and protect Israeli citizens. However, the evacuation orders have sown panic and fear among the affected populations. The situation in Gaza is particularly dire. With its borders sealed by both Israel and Egypt, Gaza is already grappling with a humanitarian crisis. The evacuation orders have exacerbated the situation, leading to mass displacement and a shortage of essential supplies. The international community is deeply concerned about the unfolding humanitarian disaster. Adding to the complexity of the situation is the precarious position of UN peacekeepers. Tasked with maintaining stability along the Lebanon-Israel border, the UN interim force in Lebanon has found itself caught in the crossfire. Several UN peacekeepers have been injured in recent days, highlighting the volatile security environment. These incidents underscore the risks faced by those attempting to maintain peace in the region. The targeting of UN peacekeepers has drawn condemnation from the international community. Many see it as a threat to the already fragile stability in the region. The safety of UN personnel is paramount for facilitating humanitarian aid and preventing further escalation. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is rapidly spiraling out of control. With the ongoing conflict and the mass displacement of civilians, access to food, water, and medical supplies has been severely hampered. Hospitals are overwhelmed with casualties, and the risk of disease outbreaks is escalating. The World Food Programme has issued urgent warnings about the dire situation in Gaza. They report that food aid has been severely disrupted, and existing supplies are dwindling rapidly. The WFP has called for immediate action to avert a full-blown humanitarian catastrophe. The international community is struggling to respond effectively to the crisis. While aid organizations are desperately trying to reach those in need, the ongoing conflict and the security situation on the ground present significant challenges to delivering aid safely and efficiently. Section 4. Diplomatic fallout and international response. The escalating conflict in the Middle East has also triggered a wave of diplomatic fallout. Countries around the world have condemned the violence and called for a ceasefire. However, concrete action to end the hostilities has been limited. Nicaragua has taken a more drastic step, severing diplomatic ties with Israel in protest of its actions in Gaza. Although largely symbolic, this move reflects the growing international criticism of Israel's policies. The UN Security Council has held multiple emergency meetings to address the crisis. However, their efforts to pass a resolution calling for a ceasefire have been stymied by divisions among member states. The lack of a unified international response has further fueled the cycle of violence. Section 5. The uncertain path forward. The situation in the Middle East remains highly volatile, with no clear end in sight. The evacuation orders issued by Israel have heightened fears of a wider conflict and a deepening humanitarian crisis. The international community faces the daunting task of navigating this complex and dangerous situation. Finding a peaceful resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and addressing the root causes of the violence is crucial. However, achieving a lasting peace seems like a distant hope, as both sides appear entrenched in their positions. The coming days and weeks will be critical in determining the trajectory of this crisis and its impact on the entire region.